Well, I got a lot done on the trail Jeep. The description has kind of evolved over time. I'm now calling it a World War II tribute trail Jeep. But anyway, we got a lot done this week. We bled the brakes, put the tub on, got a lot of the controls and the gauges in, started working on the roll bar. So I'll show you what we've been up to this week. And a friend of mine showed me this little trick where you get a garden sprayer from the hardware store and then adapt an old cap on, drill the hole and put a fitting on there. And then you pressurize the garden sprayer with a little bit of, first you fill up the master cylinder with brake fluid, then you put some brake fluid, pressurize it in the garden sprayer, and then you just go around and bleed all the brakes, and it works great. Well, we got the tub on today. Turned out perfect. Looks good. Is that a coyote? Yeah, that's a coyote. Mr. Coyote out in the hayfield. Okay, we are modifying a roll bar. It's gonna work?
It's gonna work.
All right.
It had a little lip on there.
Yeah, it gives it a nice little lip or a
Bevel.
bevel. Perfect. Well, I got my gauges in. They're all reproduction since this is a trail Jeep. I did go with a voltmeter instead of amp gauge since I'm using an alternator and going with 12 volt. and for modern convenience, I put in a USB and a DC plug so that we could plug stuff in there if we need to. I also put a fuse box just for safety. Ran a lot of my accessories and stuff through a fuse box. I had to move this over. Of course, it was set up for a World War II and a T-84, and I put in a T-90, so I cut this out, moved it over, welded another piece in. Got my sticks all in. So that's about it inside the tub. In the engine compartment on this side, I've got my battery all wired in. I've got my alternator wired, starter, my ignition wiring all done. So that's about it on this side. The throttle and choke linkage all in. Oil line for the going up to the oil gauge. Got my electrical in as far as I can go for the headlights. I gotta wait till I put my fenders on and my grill to put my headlights in. And I've got my wiring going back to the taillights, and I have the taillights all hooked up. Of course, the stop light circuit, the dimmer, all that's hooked up now. That's about it on this side. Well, we're modifying an old roll bar that we had so that we could utilize the toolboxes. So we cut it and extended it beyond the toolbox, and we're going to put a bracket in here. And then we're also going to put a piece that goes down through the toolbox, and then we'll connect it to a plate that connects to the frame for strength. So we'll have the roll bar connected to the frame from underneath. But at this point, we're gonna be able to use the toolboxes, and we can also take it off, and it'll look kind of like a normal World War II Jeep with the roll bar off. But that's about as far as we got this week. Almost ready to fire up the engine.